Have you ever felt that painful silence when your phone doesn't ring, or you're sitting at home wondering why your grown children don't call, don't visit, or seem too busy for you? It's a feeling many parents never expect to face, but when it happens, it cuts deeply. You raise your children, pour your love and effort into giving them the best life you could, and then one day, feels like they've stepped away, like you're no longer at the center of their world. It can feel like rejection, and it can leave you questioning your worth. But here's the truth. Being ignored by your adult children doesn't mean your value has disappeared. It doesn't mean you failed. What it does mean is that you now have an opportunity, a chance to shift how you view yourself and how you engage with them. Respect and joy don't have to vanish just because they've grown up. In fact, you have more power than you realize to change this dynamic. Today, we're going to talk about 5 ways you can regain respect and joy in your life, even if your adult children seem distant. The first step is perhaps the hardest, but also the most freeing. Let go of expectations that don't serve you anymore. As parents, we often carry invisible lists of what we believe our children should do. They should call once a week. They should come visit on holidays. They should show gratitude for everything I sacrificed. And while those thoughts are completely human, they set us up for disappointment when reality doesn't match our hopes. The truth is, life for them is different now. They're juggling careers, families, and responsibilities that pull them in 1,000 directions. When we measure their love by how often they call or visit, we only deepen our hurt. But when we let go of those rigid expectations, we give ourselves space to notice other ways they show care, even in small gestures. Maybe it's the occasional text. Maybe it's a moment of help when you truly need it. Or maybe it's something subtle like including you in a family photo. Releasing expectations isn't about lowering standards. It's about freeing your heart from constant disappointment. And when your heart feels lighter, your presence around them becomes warmer, calmer, and more inviting, which can naturally draw them closer. Once you've taken that step, the next one becomes clearer. Focus on building respect by respecting yourself first. Children, no matter how old, notice how you treat yourself. If they see you constantly putting yourself down, complaining about being lonely, or letting your health slide, they subconsciously mirror that attitude. But when they see you valuing yourself, taking care of your health, dressing with pride, and continuing to grow and learn, something powerful happens. They begin to see you as more than just mom or dad. They see you as a strong, independent person worthy of admiration. For example, imagine how different it feels when instead of saying, "Nobody ever calls me," you say, "I've joined a new walking group this week. It's been great." Suddenly, the tone shifts. Instead of guilt and distance, your children feel pride, maybe even curiosity, and they want to be part of your world again. Respect begins with you. When you respect yourself enough to keep shining, they can't help but notice. Another way to regain both respect and joy is to create moments that bring you happiness outside of your children. This may sound counterintuitive, but it's essential. When your only source of joy depends on their attention, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. Instead, find joy in your own life, whether that's through hobbies, friendships, community involvement, or even simple daily rituals. Think about something that makes you smile: gardening, cooking a favorite dish, reading, dancing, or volunteering. When you build a life that's fulfilling on its own, you no longer approach your children from a place of neediness. You interact with them from a place of strength and joy, and that energy changes everything. They sense that being with you is uplifting rather than draining, and that naturally pulls them back toward you. And even if they remain distant, you still have a life rich with meaning and joy, because you've chosen it for yourself. Now, these first steps may feel challenging, especially if you've been carrying years of hurt. But imagine this. Instead of waiting by the phone, you're out at a community event or working on a project that excites you. Instead of worrying about why they haven't visited, you're focusing on your health, your passions, and your own happiness. That shift in energy not only changes your life, it often changes theirs too. One of the most overlooked ways to rebuild connection with your adult children is through the power of communication. Not the kind that's heavy with guilt or loaded with complaints, but the kind that's clear, calm, and heartfelt. Think about the last time you tried to talk to them about feeling ignored. Was it in the middle of a tense moment? Was it filled with words like "you never" or "you always"? When we speak from a place of hurt, even if our pain is real, it often pushes people away. But when we approach our children with honesty and love, without blame, the response is completely different. Imagine saying something like, "I really enjoy it when we talk, even just for a few minutes. It brightens my week." That kind of message doesn't demand, it invites. It doesn't accuse, it opens the door. Respect isn't built on guilt, it's built on understanding. By changing how we express our needs, we often get more of what we're looking for. Along with communication, there's another piece of the puzzle that makes a huge difference, and that's boundaries. Many parents feel that to keep their children close, they must always say yes, always be available, always put their kids first, no matter how old those kids are. But the truth is, when we allow ourselves to be taken for granted, resentment builds on both sides. Setting gentle, healthy boundaries doesn't push children away. It actually makes relationships stronger. For example, maybe your daughter always assumes you'll babysit the grandkids at the drop of a hat. Instead of saying yes every time, try saying, "I'd love to help, but I already have plans on that day. How about another time?" That's not rejection, it's self-respect. And it shows your children that your time and energy matter. Ironically, when they see you valuing yourself enough to set limits, they often respect you more. You're not just a parent who sacrifices endlessly. You're a person with a life of your own. And let's talk about something that often goes unsaid, but weighs heavily on many parents: forgiveness. Sometimes the distance from our children isn't just about busyness. It's about old wounds. Maybe there were arguments years ago that never fully healed, or choices made that created quiet resentment. Carrying those memories like heavy stones in your heart only makes the silence between you louder. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened, and it doesn't mean you approve of hurtful behavior. What it does mean is that you free yourself from the grip of bitterness. Imagine holding onto a rope with all your strength while it burns your hands. The longer you hold, the deeper the pain. Letting go doesn't mean the rope disappears, but it means you stop hurting yourself by clinging to it. Sometimes, even if your children never apologize, choosing to release that burden allows you to face them with calm instead of anger. And that shift in your spirit can change how they relate to you. They may soften, open up, or simply feel safer around you again. Another important step in regaining joy, even when you feel ignored, is finding new ways to connect. Relationships evolve, and what worked when they were teenagers or young adults may no longer fit today. Instead of waiting for them to call, why not step into their world in small, thoughtful ways? If they're busy with technology, learn to send a quick text, even just a cheerful emoji or a short message that says, "Thinking of you today." If they post on social media, leave a kind comment or support a word. If they love sharing photos of their kids, ask about their milestones. These little gestures show interest without pressure. It tells them, "I see you, I care about your life." And even if they don't respond right away, you're planting seeds of connection. Over time, those seeds can grow into deeper conversations and renewed closeness. But here's something I really want you to remember. Regaining respect and joy isn't about chasing after your children. It's about creating a balance where love flows both ways, not just one. You have every right to want connection, but you also have every right to build a life that's fulfilling even when that connection feels thin. Communication, boundaries, forgiveness, and small gestures of interest all create an environment where respect can grow naturally. And when respect grows, joy follows. The last piece of this puzzle, and perhaps the most powerful of all, is rediscovering your own purpose. When your children become adults, your role in their lives naturally shifts. You're no longer the one guiding every decision or holding their hand through daily struggles. And while that can feel like a loss, it can also be a gift, a chance to redefine who you are outside of being just mom or dad. Finding purpose doesn't have to mean grand achievements. It can be as simple as mentoring someone younger in your community, volunteering for a cause close to your heart, or finally diving into that hobby you never had time for. When you wake up each morning excited about something in your life, the feeling of being ignored by your children doesn't sting as sharply. You stand taller, you shine brighter, and believe it or not, that energy often draws your children back to you because they see a parent who is still living fully. Purpose gives you confidence, and confidence creates respect. Think about it. When you were younger, didn't you look up to people who lived with passion and direction? Your children are no different. When they see you thriving, when they see you building joy for yourself instead of waiting for them to hand it to you, they start to admire you in a whole new way. And admiration naturally leads to respect. Of course, there will still be moments when loneliness creeps in, when you wish for more calls, more visits, more attention. That's normal. But in those moments, remind yourself that you are more than someone's parent. You are a whole person with value, wisdom, and gifts to share. Instead of asking, "Why don't they call me?" ask, "What can I do today to bring joy into my life?" That small shift in mindset can turn an empty day into an opportunity. Maybe you call an old friend. Maybe you cook your favorite meal. Maybe you sit outside and breathe in the fresh air, grateful for another sunrise. These little choices shape your days, and over time, they shape your life. And here's something beautiful to hold on to. Love doesn't always look the way we expect it to. Your children may not show it with daily visits or constant phone calls, but that doesn't mean they don't love you. Sometimes their love is quieter, working long hours to provide for their families, remembering your birthday, even if the card arrives late, or simply thinking of you while they go about their busy lives. By creating your own joy and your own sense of respect, you leave space for their love to show up in its own way, without forcing it. So, if you've been feeling ignored, if your heart has been heavy with the silence of unanswered calls or the sting of missed visits, take a deep breath right now. Remind yourself that your story isn't over, your value hasn't faded, and your joy doesn't depend on anyone else's attention. You have the power to let go of old expectations, to respect yourself, to forgive, to communicate with love, to set boundaries, to create moments of connection, and to live with purpose. Each of these steps isn't just about changing your relationship with your children. It's about changing your relationship with yourself. And that's where true joy begins. When you choose to honor yourself, when you decide to live fully, you don't just regain respect, you radiate it. Your children may come closer, or they may not, but either way, you'll stand in a place of strength, peace, and dignity. So here's my encouragement for you today. Start small. Pick just one thing, maybe a new hobby, maybe a boundary, maybe a gentle conversation, and take that step. You'll be amazed at how even the smallest change can shift the way you feel and the way others see you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever felt ignored by your adult children? How have you handled it? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if you found this message helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more conversations that uplift and empower you. Remember, respect and joy are not gifts you wait for from others. They're choices you create for yourself. And when you choose them, you open the door to deeper love and happiness, no matter your age. Here's to living your best life, filled with dignity, peace, and joy.